Wellness and You, a program that addresses the body, mind, soul, and spirit as a whole unit, where prevention is better than cure. Wellness and You, every third Thursday from 10:30 to 11 a.m. on Radio Trinidad, 7:30 a.m. Prevention is always better than cure. Offset the onset of imbalance, dysfunction, and disease that will affect the body, mind, soul, and spirit from being a whole unit. Call me, Karyn Rudd, US trained and certified infant touch and massage instructor, deep tissue massage therapist, reflexologist, equine sports massage therapist, and certified EFT practitioner at 868-301-4500. Prepare your body from infancy to adulthood to prevent the need for cure. Hello Trinidad and Tobago, and to our regional and international communities, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to this radio station, the oldest and the original radio station in the nation of Trinidad and Tobago, which had its birth on August 31st, 1947. Yes, 66 years of age. How about that? The station that continues to keep you informed, educated, entertained, and inspired. This is Inspirational Radio on the AM bandwidth 730 Radio Trinidad. This is the Provocative Wellness Show. That is every third Thursday of each month from 10:30 to 11 in the morning, and the Provocative Wellness segment that is every Sunday morning between the hours of 12 and 4:45 on the Corey Joseph Youth Empowerment Program. The Provocative Wellness Show is hosted by the dynamic duo, JC Blandin, the creator of the Provocative Fitness, who will be speaking with you shortly to tell you all about her fitness program, and yours truly, Karyn Rudd, originally of the Wellness and You radio show. The name was officially changed on Wednesday, that is yesterday, May 15th, 2013, from the Wellness and You show to the Provocative Wellness Show. The reason being, JC and I felt that both mediums of wellness and fitness combined made a perfect union. So JC Blandin's Provocative Fitness exercise program and the Wellness and You radio show merged to form Provocative Wellness. I know that some of you are probably asking why the name Provocative Wellness. Well, let us take a look at the dictionary's description of the word provocative, shall we? According to the dictionary, provocative is serving or tending to provoke, excite, or stimulate. For example, a stimulating discussion or an exciting controversy, a provocative remark, a provocative smile, a provocative move, or provocative Irish tunes, which compels or could compel the hearers to dance. So, from our interesting point of view, provocative is a state of being that compels one to shift into wholeness or oneness with oneself. A way, if you will, of shifting the body, mind, soul, and spirit from one way of being, or rather from one state of being, to another state where one is more in tune physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, that transforms us into a state of balance or homeostasis. In my case, doing physical therapy with the use of deep tissue therapeutic massages and other modalities, the therapist literally provokes and stimulates and or excites the tissues of the body to shift from one state of being to a state of balance or homeostasis. In JC Blandin's case, her provocative fitness program does much of the same, with the use of exercise, her exercise program, Provocative Fitness. This program is aired in HD or high definition, which means that you can see us and hear us live on your computer, laptop, iPad, or smartphone. So please feel free to tune in now to www.inspirationalradio730.co.tt. That's www.inspirationalradio730.co.tt. Well, at this time, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the creator of Provocative Fitness, JC Blandin, and the co-host of the now Provocative Wellness Radio Show. Welcome, JC Blandin, and good morning.
Good morning, Karyn. Good morning, listeners. It's great to be here. I love what we're doing. I
agree.
So, and it's necessary. It needs to be done. So I'm thrilled that you chose me. I'm glad to be working with you. So
the feeling is mutual.
Good.
JC.
Thank you. So we've got this whole thrust on provocative. But let me start about exercise in general. Exercise is so important. Too many of us for too long have been too sedentary. We don't move. You need to move. Regardless of your age, gender, your physical abilities, exercise is important to everyone, and everyone can benefit from it. I have 7 points here that I'm going to go through really quickly to say why people should exercise on a regular basis. And this is even before I go into my exercise program and what makes it different, but exercise in general. And I am talking about people using the stairs a little more frequently than the elevator or escalator, not parking as close to the entrance as you always do. Don't drive around the mall or the grocery looking for the park right at the entrance. No, take the opportunity, walk. So little things like these go a long way. So really quickly, the first thing is that exercise controls weight, either to help you lose weight or maintain the weight you have. And most of us, not everyone, but a lot of us have little concerns with weight. And as we get older, we tend to put on a couple pounds and we look back at our youth and think, oh my gosh, this used to fit me, I used to be different. Your body changes, yes, but you still want to be healthy and you want to exercise to control your weight. That's number one. Number two, exercise fights diseases and health conditions. A lot of us in the Caribbean experience things like diabetes, high blood pressure, and these are lifestyle diseases. And if we were to just do a little bit of exercise daily, it would help. I'm not saying it'll, totally control your diabetes, but it's something that will definitely help. Heart disease is another thing. Stroke, metabolic syndrome, depression, because that's an illness.
Correct. Something
as simple as getting off your couch, moving from in front of the TV, or walking around as you listen to our program.
Correct. Little plug there.
That's going to help you. Improves your mood.
Yeah.
You're down, do a little bit of exercise, and it's going to improve your mood. Physical activity stimulates various brain chemicals. The happy drug.
Yeah, the endorphins.
Endorphins, yes. and you don't have to pop a pill for that. Just by exercising, you're going to trigger that. So
Correct.
That's another reason, just to feel good. How about
the feel-good hormone?
The feel-good hormone. How about boosting your energy?
Oh, yeah.
You expend energy, you're going to get it back. Too many of us, oh my gosh, I'm just so tired all the time. Exercise.
Yep.
Do a little something.
Mobilize the body.
Thank you. It promotes better sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Expend that and you do a little bit of exercise. And again, I'm not saying to exercise and then sleep. You're probably not going to. You're going to be a little too pumped. But, certainly throughout the day and so on, it will promote better sleep.
But what happens with the body at that point, JC, if I may interject for a minute, is that after we exercise, the body temperature is pretty high.
Yes.
And the heart rate is high as well. So it takes a little while. The body temperature has to get down to a certain temperature before sleep can ensue.
Right.
That's why for some people, I've heard some people say, well, over the years, they don't exercise necessarily on evenings because it may keep them awake for long periods of time. Some people do better on mornings. Everybody's different, But it's a great thing in terms of sleep. From my interesting point of view, I just feel that exercise for me, everybody's different, but exercise for me is the best sleeping pill.
There you go.
That's my point of view.
Absolutely. 2 more. Exercise can be fun.
Well, yeah.
It can be. It should be. And I'll tell you why. Because if you're doing something you enjoy, you're going to do it a little more frequently.
Correct.
So when we're talking about, exercising and so on. So what I always suggest is that if you can find a form of exercise that you can do with family or friends, you're more prone to do it a little more regularly and get the benefits. Exactly.
That's right.
It doesn't always have to be tedious. It doesn't. And the last one, exercise enhances your sex life.
Yep. Absolutely.
It does. Regular physical activity can lead to enhanced arousal for women, and because my studio is for women only, that's whom I really reach out to.
The target for now.
For sure. And you know what? Our men folk will benefit. If we're happy, we make them happy.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely.
So,
you know, the Dr. Oz show, which I like to promote Dr. Oz because he is an amazing heart surgeon.
Yes.
From what I've seen. And just, he's so open, not only to Western medicine, but he's open as well to many forms of health. And on his show, oftentimes, I'll share this tip with you guys. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. You can just go to droz.com and you can research it and find the information yourself. Now, this may sound a little bit risque to some people, JC, and but I'll share it. I'm just putting it out there because Dr. Oz does it, so I'm following his lead. So Dr. Oz says something like this. For men who are overweight, that for every 10 pounds that a man gets rid of, he gains an inch on his penis. So I think that's encouragement a lot for men. And some of the wives or the girlfriends or significant others.
Come on, honey, let's go take a little walk. Let's go jog. Come on.
Right. So I just thought I'd plug that there for some of the men out there who may, feel inspired by that, or some of the women folk may inspire their guys to do that, So you made your 7 points, JC.
I did.
Yeah?
I did.
All right. So this, as I said, this is our great new show, and I really hope that you guys will also embrace it and be open to it, because we're really, really offering many aspects of health here. And of course, I would like JC to talk a little bit about what inspired you, JC, to get into Provocative
Fitness. How was it born? How did I come up with this?
Yes, and what is it all about? Because I took the risk yesterday, believe it or not, and I went to JC's class, and wow, what a workout. I cannot speak about it enough. When I tell you flex bands, felt muscles I didn't feel in a while, and all sorts of fabulous things. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to let JC tell you about it. Go ahead, JC. You have the floor.
Okay, great. Right. So there's a reason the studio is named Provocative, because that's exactly what we do. We looked for, at the studio, we found a type of exercise that was different, not run-of-the-mill, and that would appeal to women. Many of us love to dance. Whether we can or not, we love to move. We are rhythmic people, and we like to move and so on. So what we thought was, how can we incorporate that into an exercise, something that would be fun, that people would come to frequently, they would want to, and they would get results. Because at the end of the day, you want results.
Correct.
So,
what
I'm going to go through. Right,
sorry.
No, actually, let's start with the story of what started it all.
Right.
So, when I turned 40 a few years ago...
We won't say how many years, though.
Yeah, let's not go there. But I wanted to do something different and something exciting. So, I went to Miami. I took my mom and my sister. And I went online to look for different activities I could do. I did skydiving.
Very adventurous.
Yes. And that was fun. I won't do that again, but at least I did it. The next thing I did was pole dancing.
Interesting.
Yes. Now, it was not what I expected it to be. I have to admit, I didn't quite know what to expect, and I thought, I guess like a lot of people maybe, I thought it was a lot of gyrating and so on the pole, but I said I'll try it, just for the fun of it. Girl,
exercise.
It was I did not realize how much of your core you had to use. So we did a lot of core work to strengthen your abs and your back and so on. Then we did a lot of flexibility work, because you need to be flexible. And I found out after just how important flexibility is to overall wellness.
Correct.
We did half an hour of that before we even got to touch the poles.
Wow.
Then when we got to the poles, it was a lot of lifting, a lot of engaging your core to be able to get your legs where they needed to be, holding yourself as you spun around the pole and so on. So it was fantastic, though. It was. The next day, Karyn, I could not move my arms. My abs hurt so badly. My legs from where I was stretching, it hurt, but I felt so good as well. Because what I did was they allowed me to video record myself doing some spins. I felt so accomplished.
Now, this is why I feel that JC and I make a good team, and here's why. I'm going to interject a little bit here, JC.
Go ahead.
And just explain, as you just made that statement, that JC also includes hoops in her studio as well as silks. So we see people like Cirque du Soleil hanging and suspending from silks, and I'll explain why from my interesting point of view, I feel this is an amazing art form, and here's why. Oftentimes, over the past 13 years in private practice, I've seen so many people with pinched nerves, bulging discs, slipped discs, sciatica, scoliosis, and the list goes on. And what happens is, as we get older, especially if we do not mobilize the body, if we don't move the body, if we don't stretch enough, as you were just explaining, unfortunately, the bones of the spine, the vertebrae can go out of alignment. They can pinch nerves, they can bulge and slip discs, and also impair the sciatic nerve, which is the longest and largest nerve in the body. And this is why I strongly feel, because as I mentioned, I took the classes yesterday, so I'm living proof. I survived, I made it. But what's nice about this art form is that it's for everybody.
It
You know,
is. It is.
the amazing strength that it takes to do this is unbelievable. And I'm a big girl. I'm 5'10", a plus-size lady, as some people like to entitle us. And from my interesting point of view, I know that my core is going to get really, really strong.
It will.
Because the tiny muscles that connect bone to bone along the spinal column, for each vertebra to vertebra, those muscles, or those ligaments rather, called the intertransversori, and those muscles really need to be strong to keep our bones of the spinal column in alignment. So just imagine having such a strong core that as we go into the evening of our youth, we can reach for something, and even if we overreach, we have the length, the flexibility, and we have the strength to handle it. So that keeps everything in place. It keeps the discs in place. It prevents the nerves from getting pinched because the bones stay properly aligned, because the ligaments, which are the core muscles, stay nice and strong. And so it's important to be strong and to be long. So I'm going to let you finish when we come back from this break, and we'll take a break for our commercial, and we'll be right back.
Wonderful.
Prevention is always better than cure. Offset the onset of imbalance, dysfunction, and disease that will affect the body, mind, soul, and spirit from being a whole unit. Call me, Karyn Rudd, US trained and certified infant touch and massage instructor, deep tissue massage therapist, reflexologist, equine sports massage therapist, and certified EFT practitioner at 868-301-4500. Prepare your body from infancy to adulthood to prevent the need for cure. We're back on the air. Yes, welcome. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the Provocative Wellness Show. I know it's probably a very new name, or the first of its kind, hopefully, on the planet, and we're glad to be the first to bring it to you. And both areas of expertise, with JC Blandlin with her provocative fitness, and I, Karyn Rudd, being in physical therapy with the use of deep tissue therapeutic massages and other modalities. And I'm going to give it right back to JC because she has some more interesting things to share with you. Go ahead, JC, you have the floor.
I haven't told, thank you. I didn't tell you this before, but one of the reasons I was really happy to meet you, Karyn, it's when I was in California, because I did 4 months training in aerial arts, January to April of this year. I spent a lot of time at the chiropractor doing connective tissue work and so on. Aerial arts and you know, the pole and so on, and a lot of the floor work we had done, it puts your body through rigors. One of the first things they spoke to me was how I was slightly out of alignment, you know, and just by touching me, they could feel it. I usually carry heavy bags on one side of my body and so on. I didn't even realize I was affected that badly. So I went, they corrected that, and I kept going back week after week. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, when I come back to Trinidad, who am I going to find? I need to find someone because I'm taking this to the next level. I was so happy to find you and to find out about the kind of work you do and the caliber of work that you do.
Thank you for
and
saying
I
that.
know you always talk about, and I asked you and you shared with me that you are trained, and I appreciate that.
I'm a US trained
so
massage therapist.
important that people go to people who are trained and certified and know what they're doing.
Correct.
So I was really happy.
Yeah, there's
So-
a lot of the opposite that's happening globally, not just in Trinidad. I
Yes.
just want to share with the audience our contact information so people
Yes.
know how to reach us. JC, if you would like to share with folks your website address so that they can go on your website and see some of what you offer.
Absolutely.
And your phone number, how they can reach you.
Right, so Provocative Fitness. That's the name of the studio. And you'll get us at www.provocative-fitness.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/provocative fitness, and that's where we post a lot of the pictures.
Right.
And then our phone number, 868-339-9496.
Let's give them that phone number again, JC.
It's 868-339-9496.
Okay.
That's the Provocative Fitness number.
Fantastic. And you can also find JC, even if you don't remember the information she just shared, you could just type Provocative Fitness on Facebook.
Right.
And you can see some of the pictures. If any of you wish to get in touch with me, Karyn Rudd, for physical therapy, for strains, sprains, bulging discs, slip discs, spondylosis, sciatica, and many other things like inflammation, edema, foot problems. I do reflexology as well, craniosacral therapy, and a number of modalities that relieve a number of issues that some people tend to have on an ongoing basis. Some people, it's stress for them. Unfortunately, our lives are, the world that we live in today has really, really become stressful. And of course, exercise, provocative fitness is one of the ways to relieve the stress. And of course, going on someone stable for therapy can also make tremendous strides. What we're going to do at this time, we've got just about 10 minutes left of our show, and I'd like to open up the phone lines if any of you would like to call in to ask a question, to make a contribution, or just want to share anything with us. Please feel free to call us now. We'll be on the air for another 10 minutes, as I mentioned, and the phone number to call is area code 868-623-7301. That is 868-623-7301. So we will await your calls if you would like to call and make a contribution or ask a question. In the meantime, JC and I will continue to talk. So JC, I know you started telling us a little bit about what inspired you to go to Provocative Fitness.
So after I realized it was pole dancing was such a fantastic, it did so much for the body. And not just your physical body, but I felt so good. I felt good about myself. I felt very confident. My self-confidence grew because now I had a new skill, as it were. But I just felt really sexy. And I liked how I felt with that. So then I thought, I want to do some more of this. So that was in May for my birthday. In August of that year, I returned to the U.S., the same studio in Miami, and got certified to teach pole dancing levels 1 to 4. Then I returned and opened up Provocative Fitness. Looked for a studio, got a place in Woodbrook.
Right.
And
what's the address in Woodbrook?
Oh, we're at number 10 Fifth Street in Woodbrook.
Okay. And again, we would like to also share with you that if you go onto JC's website, you can see a lot of what is offered. It's also the use of hoops and the use of silks. As you see, the Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
When those persons, and you know what? If you think that you can't do it, I have news for you. We have news for you, don't we, JC? There is a person who started doing this type of exercise or this form of fitness, and she got rid of 100 pounds. How about that?
Yeah.
100 pounds. I couldn't believe it. And so I just felt so encouraged and felt, well, yes, that I can do that too. So this is why we strongly suggested to go on the website. Tell us the website name again, JC.
It's provocative-fitness.com. But let me tell you, we offer other programs in that because we're so pushing fitness. And people, Trinis, we like to lime. So we found a way to combine liming, partying, and fitness. So we actually have parties at our studio. And they're usually done for bachelorette, birthdays, just girls having a girls' lime and so on, where the attendees, the guests, get a little bit of physical exercise. They dance. You come in your party clothes, but we teach them dance routines.
Very good.
And they love it.
They
love it. So it goes a long way. It's a nice environment. Okay, it's a party, so we serve a little bit of alcohol, our provocative punch.
Yes.
But it's still all in good fun. And you know what? We are doing whatever it takes to get people to move.
That's right.
And
Mobilize
exercise.
the body.
Mobilize the body.
It is so important. And that's one of the things that I really, really stress upon, or have been stressing over the past 13 years doing body work. Because I can't tell you, JC, the number of people who call in, either call in live to the show, as I mentioned. If you need to call in to ask a question or make a contribution, you could call 868-623-7301. Don't be shy. We'd love to take your calls. Remember, whatever question you ask, somebody else can benefit from it. So there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the question that is not asked. So oftentimes, since I've started doing this show on the air, the number of people who call in with pain issues, it's unbelievable. It blows my mind. And so what I explain to folks is this. The circulatory system has its own pump, which is the heart. And we have a call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Provocative Wellness Show. How could we help you this morning?
It is very nice to see a cold bath morning.
Hello?
That sets the body a tone.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat your question, please?
A very cold bath in the morning.
A cold bath in the
A
morning.
cold
very
bath.
good.
That works for you?
The body, the circulatory system in order.
Yes, that works for you. Have you been doing that?
Yes.
Yes?
From head to toe.
From head to toe.
Yes.
Now, your voice is sounding very familiar to me, What's your name?
R-E-P.
What's your name?
Ruth.
Ruth, have I spoken with you before?
No, I never called on that
Really?
program.
First time caller, how nice.
Oh my
First
goodness. Well, thank you for calling and thanks for being brave enough and to share your tip for everybody to hear. We love that.
It's
So
been
of
a
course,
pleasure.
all right. So feel free to call us again. Remember that we're on the Corey Joseph Show every Sunday morning between the hours of midnight and 4:45 Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning, but it's a taped show though.
I'm always locked on to that show.
Well,
nice.
I am
Nice.
glad that you're always locked on, and we are so happy to hear that. And
I
remember,
enjoy exercising.
exercising, great.
Yeah,
And
because
remember, we're
doctor-
here for now once a month, the third Thursday of each month, from 10:30 until 11. So we really appreciate your support, and we
All right.
thank you for being brave enough to call in and share your tip with us. We will take it to
It's
heart.
been a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, Ruth.
So we've got about 4 minutes left of our show. If you feel inspired to call to either share a tip where everybody can benefit, or you need to ask a question, please feel free to call 868 area code 868-623-7301. And we have another caller, JC. Just you take this call.
Okay, hi, caller. What's your name?
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Our problem with the out of alignment of the shoulder.
Okay.
I carry the heavy bag.
Okay.
Who should I see concerning this?
Well, you can give me a call. I'm Karyn Rudd. And let me share my phone number because I just realized I didn't share that with you. You can call area code 868-301-4500. That is, if you turn on your radio a little bit, then we can hear you better. We're getting some feedback. Area code 868-301-4500. You can call. Please leave a message with your name and your phone number. If you do not leave a message with your name and your phone number, I cannot call you back.
Right.
So please, I would really
Let's get a
appreciate that.
number.
Yes, it's area code 868, of course, 301
Yeah.
4500. 868-301-4500. If you have access to computer or somebody can go online for you, you can go onto my website, karynrudd.com.
Can I call straight from the phone? I don't have a computer.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
You can call and if you get voicemail, please leave your name and phone number and I will call you back at the first opportunity.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you.
Remember, folks, if you wish to get in touch with JC for Provocative Fitness, it's an excellent form of fitness. I am highly recommended. I took the classes myself yesterday. Wow. Am I looking forward to my core being strong? So never again. Oh, we have another call, JC. Wow. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say greeting to you all.
Okay.
Thank you and greetings to you.
To you too.
As we speak here, I am going through this problem with, I don't know if it's a pinched nerve or a slip disc, but the pain has been very intense.
Okay.
But gradually I'm getting over.
All right.
You have any advice you could give me?
Yes, I do. And before we run out of time, because we're running really low on time, if I am unable to completely answer your question on the air, please call me at area code 868-301-4500. We can talk about treatment and we can talk about what you can do to mobilize the body in terms of fitness and flexibility in order to relieve yourself from that, because I too am a sciatica sufferer. I've been suffering with sciatica for years. And one of the things that you can do, you're going to have to start a stretch and unfortunately, we've run out of time. So call me when I'm off the air. Leave a message, please, with your name and number, and I'll call you back. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in to Provocative Wellness. Again, I'm Karyn Rudd, and of course, we have
JC
JC Blandlin. Call us off the air. Thank you.